Welcome to this week's Ask Charlie. Now I'm doing something that I never thought I would do. I'm going to talk to you about how I edit a YouTube video, what I use, how I do it, etc, etc. I was really surprised I had so many requests for this, so I thought, let's just do it. Now, I'm not actually really sure how I'm going to do it. I hate tech. I'm not very good with computers. I am really like in the dark ages. I'm basically a dinosaur. At school, we had the choice whether we wanted to do computer lessons or not. And I chose not. I had absolutely no interest, no desire. I never thought I would need to learn how to do things. So it's been quite a steep learning curve, to say the least. Tishy works for me. I mean, literally, she has the patience of a saint. Beth comes to help me with computer things, and I'm fine. It's like muscle memory. You get used to your system. Sorry, dog's barking. You get used to your system, and you get used to how to do things. But when there's like an update or that something changes, it totally throws me, and I get in a kind of panic. But I'm learning, and we're getting there. And I find actually it's so much easier to edit my own videos than to outsource it, because then I've got to get all the footage to them, then they have to edit it, then I have to watch it back. If there's a mistake or a correction, it's like lots of back and forth. It's just easier to do it myself. So I'm going to talk through, first of all, what I film on. So a lot of what I film on is my iPhone. I always have it with me, and particularly when I'm vlogging, so my Friday videos, I might just suddenly want to talk to you guys, and I just can whip this out. I do, which is what I'm filming on right now, have, I think it's called Osmo Pocket DJI 2, something like that. This is the case that it's in. It's taken quite a long time to kind of get my head around to using it, but it's very, very clever, and I am learning to love it. But I don't necessarily always have it on me, and it's you've got to have the mic rigged up with this, whereas the sound on here works pretty well as long as I'm close enough for you guys to hear me. So that's what I use. I know a lot of other content creators use sort of proper vlogging cameras, but they often go out of focus. I don't think when I'm watching some content creators' videos that those using a proper camera is necessarily that great. I love the Pocket, this one that I'm filming on. The only problem with it is when it's a long way away from me, I can't see what I'm filming, because I can't see like what's in frame and what's not, because the screen is really small. Whereas the great thing about this is, and I do it on the reverse, so I know that the quality isn't as good, but I can see, like when I'm cooking, what you guys can see. Like I can get this right into the pan, and it works really well. So, but it's also what you get used to, and I have filmed for so many years on my iPhone that I'm really used to it, and any change is kind of unsettling for me. But let's crack on with editing and what I use. So I use iMovie, and maybe I'm going to move you around and let you see my screen. Hang on. So hopefully you're going to be able to see my screen clearly enough. So I use, let's just close out of it. We'll leave my downloads there for the moment. So I open up iMovie, and here are some of my previous projects, and I click on create, and I create a movie, and I open that up, and then I will ignore all of that that's up there. That's actually stuff for my members club. This is my first slide, which actually I'm not using at the moment. I need to go into my downloads, and I probably haven't got it saved here because I had to delete it all, because you end up with a crazy amount of storage. So I'm just going to send my YouTube intro over to here. So I then go onto my phone, and I have to find it on my phone. So bear with me a moment. So I found the video that I want on my phone, and I airdrop it to my laptop, and it will come into my downloads, and then I can click open. Do I want to open it? No, I don't want to open it. I want to click and drag it. So I literally click and drag that intro into iMovie, and then I go on to all of the footage that I want to include in my YouTube video, whatever it is, and I will click select and then select all of the ones I want. That is it. And I will airdrop them like I just have to my downloads. And it's receiving the videos that I've sent, so it takes a little moment to airdrop them over. When you work in airdrop, the quality is so much better, so always airdrop your content. And again, when I'm filming on this, I have an app on my phone and I transfer all the data that's on my Pocket DJI onto my phone and then onto my laptop. I think I can plug it in and get it straight from there onto my laptop, but I haven't learned how to do that. I need to figure that one out. I have just figured out how to get it onto my phone, and that kind of system works for me. And it's finding the system that works for you that's like easy. There's, like everything in life, there's so many different ways to get from A to B. And maybe I'm going around the houses and maybe it's taking longer than it should do. And you're probably like, oh my goodness, you do it that way. But it works for me, and that is what's important. So once those are all airdropped, I will drop them into here and then I'll start editing. So once they have arrived in iMovie, I take them one at a time so they're in the right order. You can just drop the whole lot in like that, but then they're going to be in the wrong order, and then it's cancel, and then that's really annoying because you're out of sequence. So I just got to a bit that I do want to edit out. So basically my camera went wonky, so I'm just going to click on that and delete it, and then just go back and watch and check that it's a smooth transition. It's really. And then the end part of each clip just needs trimming. So I just cut the end off and I cut the start off. So again, I'm starting again. So we'll just split that and delete that, and then just go back and watch and make sure again that you've got a smooth transition. Can just use garlic bulb. And sometimes I'll add in the cross dissolve transition if I think it's needed, like if it's maybe the following day or I just want a smoother transition, I will add that in. It just depends. I'll gauge it on how I think it looks and how I think it works. So put these in first. So you can just use garlic bulbs. And then I can see here that I'm doing a lot of planting. They're beginning. So when I get to that bit, I'll probably time lapse it and I'll probably add some music in. You don't want your video to be boring. You want to try and keep engagement and interest. If it's boring, people will just switch off. So I try to keep it concise and interesting and fun. So that's why you'll add in like a time lapse and some music over a boring part, but the audience can still see what you're doing. And that's why I love sharing in video form. I love sharing like exactly how I do something, so it's easy for you guys to share. That's why like I'm showing you in real time how I'm editing a video, so you can like this is last week's video, but I am editing it now in real time and sharing with you exactly how I do it. And I come and sit in here quietly and this is what I do. And it's quite boring. It's quite labour intensive. Like a Friday vlog can take me 3 hours to edit. A Tuesday video, probably more like an hour. It just depends on the content and how many tweaks and changes that there needs to be. But let's get to the bit where I stop talking, and then I'll show you how I speed that up. So I've just split that clip there because that part is where I'm not talking. So I either can delete it or I can highlight it, go up to normal, to speed, click on fast, and that's currently on 21 seconds. That's quite long, so let's speed it up even more, and that's currently on 5 seconds. Now I need to find my music, slide that along. I'm also going to take the volume out of there, so I'm really hoping that you can see my screen easily. I'm going to just take that sound right out, and then I'm going to fade this video in. I'm going to put the volume down, and I'm going to split the video there, and then I'll just move that out the way, and then I've got it if I want to add in some more music, and maybe I'll just do it like that, and then I'll just listen back, check that it sounds okay. Free. And then I've positioned my shallots. So I'm happy with that. So I'm now going to move on to the next bit. I find gardening. So again, I'm just going to watch this whole bit and just see if there are any tweaks that need to be added or, made, and whether, again, I need to just crop a bit out. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep watching. So again, this is a non-talking bit. So I'm just going to take the volume out, click on it, speed it up. How long is that? 23 seconds. That's too long. That's boring for anyone. And then I need to find where I put my music, bring that back, slide that along. And if you slide it along, you get this nice fade rather than an abrupt start and stop to the music. So if you just listen. And then it fades out as well. So those are all done, and now it's time to do the carrots. So I'm just going to clip that. In fact, I'm going to open it up a little bit more and clip it just as I finish speaking, and I can watch my mouth. I'm going to stop it there, clip that and delete that bit, and then move that music out of the way and watch the stop. And I'll zoom in, and I can see on this volume bar here where I start talking, so I can just clip that bit out of the way. Again, I watch it back just to make sure it's a smooth transition. Years of growing. And then I'll just do the same with this clip. So it's quite boring. I do find editing quite dull, but I also love what I do, and so it's fine. It's really boring listening to yourself back, and keep listening to yourself back. And if I'm doing it in the kitchen, then I'll put headphones on so the family can't hear me, because it's seriously annoying. Sometimes I will edit in the kitchen while I'm trying to cook supper or multitask or do whatever I'm doing. But I do try and bring myself in here away quietly and just crack on and get it done. So I'm just coming to the end of editing this video. So again, I'll just check that last this week's little vlog. Bit. In the meantime, have a super week and happy gardening. Now, here I filmed a bit of me watering, so I'm going to put a cross dissolve in there. I'm going to take the volume out of there. I'm going to pop the music in. I'm just going to take that bit out. I'm going to put the music in there, and then I'll just watch that last little bit. Super week and happy gardening. And then I'm going to speed that up because it's boring. And then I want to just clip that there, cut that bit out, trim the music, cut that off at the end, and then just fade that out. And then I always just go back to the beginning of the video and I just check through and hope that it is all looking right and like the music's aligned to the bit where the volume's out, and that all looks pretty good to me. I am happy with that. So I then will click on export file, and then I will give this a name. Save. So that will save, oh, cancel kitchen garden 1. I've already got kitchen garden, but I must have filmed a little while ago and I've called it the same thing. Now this little circle up here, once it started doing its thing, you'll see that there's something that comes up, and once it's gone the whole way around the circle, it's saved. Now that can take, I don't know if you can see up there, it's just starting, bring you up a bit closer. That can take about half an hour to save, it depends. Our internet is terrible here, so I have to work ahead of time. And this video is coming out at 6 p.m. tomorrow. It's currently, well actually it's 11:37, my computer is telling me right now. So this should be uploaded by this afternoon onto YouTube, which gives plenty of time just in case I need to change something or, I don't know, something's happened. I like to build in time because sometimes, like once a year, there's a hiccup. I had one of those hiccups last week, and yeah, it just can happen. So once that's saved, I then put it into, and actually the app has disappeared from down here. I pop it into Handbrake. So we'll just go into our downloads because Handbrake should be downloaded in here. There it is. So just double click on that, and then I get the icon at the bottom of the screen. Now, I don't know whether other people run it through Handbrake. I do, because it compresses it without affecting the quality, and then I can upload it onto YouTube. Otherwise, I think the file is really, really mega and, you know, too big. So I run it through Handbrake, and that compresses it, and then I upload it onto YouTube. So it's quite a labour-intensive process. It's time consuming, but how far have we gone on there? Like, yeah, it's only just done like a quarter of what it needs to do. So I shall wait for that to happen, and then I will run it through Handbrake, and then I upload it onto YouTube. So that is how I edit a video. I hope that it's helpful. If you'd like more things like this, then just let me know. But honestly, I'm a dinosaur and I'm completely and utterly useless with tech. But it seems to work for me, and I'm learning all the time, and I do watch other people's YouTube videos on how to edit and how to do things. I watch numerous people's videos on the Pocket, DJI Osmo 2, whatever the camera is I'm filming on now, to learn how to use it and how to get the best out of it. And yeah, that's how I do it. So I really, really hope that this has been helpful to you, those of you that are keen to learn, that maybe want to start their own YouTube channel. I think my key tip is consistency. I have uploaded consistently since I started. I think I took August off 1 year, and I take a little bit of time off between Christmas and New Year. And occasionally, like last August, we had a family holiday. I didn't put out a video on the Friday, and maybe I had a week off then. But it's about consistency. It's about sticking with it. If you're going to do something like that, go for it. I love what I do, but it is quite time consuming. It's quite labour intensive. But for me, I really enjoy it, and it's worth the time and the effort and the energy that I put into my videos. And it's lovely when I get feedback that you enjoy it and you like what I share. So that is a really great reason to continue. But anyway, thanks for letting me know that you wanted this kind of content, and let me know if you would like more of this sort of thing, or if you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments down below, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday with a new vlog.